Okay, we are live. Alright. Anyways, well, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go for round 9 in the RPL F1 event. And we are good to go for this event. So this is round 9, we are in Canada for this race. So, I'm Ironwolf on commentary, and joining me, ever so lightly, is my partner, Layton. Layton, how goes it, man?
It's going good. We're in Canada here today. I've been told it's perfectly dry throughout the whole weekend, so very entertaining. We've had some field changes, so that's a topic that I'm sure you'd like to talk about. But yeah, it's going good, and looking forward to the race here today.
Absolutely. So last week, our F1 drivers were around in Monaco. The race was won by Scyther. TB finished in second. And following a DQ, Jacob was given the third place position because the original third place person of Wesley Caspers was discovered to have been found cheating in by using some kind of mod or something like that, and he has been subsequently banned and has been disqualified from all races that he participated in. In the Drivers' Championship, TB extends his lead over Jacob slightly, 129 to 101, and Scyther reclaims third place, overtaking the Chiller, 96 to 88. In the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari continues to extend its lead, 255 to 187, and Mercedes sits comfortably in third with 156. So, let's try to get that figured out. But anyways, so, looking at our field, so we have, at the moment, 18 participating, as 2 of the drivers just set some times. Jack, 11.5, and Maxwell with a 12.3, in the McLaren and Alpine. But we will have a full grid of 20, because 2 are showing up during qualifying. Egg filling in the Williams. And, well, it would have been Flynn in the Alfa Romeo, but since he is not answering pings per the Ferrari team principal, Red Fire Tiger will be showing up in the Alfa Romeo. As for the rest of this group, here's what we got. We have Luke, Jacob, Kiernan, Chaco, Zakaria making his return in the Haas, Fanflo, Blonde, who was traded from Alfa Romeo. He is in the Mercedes. Chiller, Cryptic, who is making his debut in the Alfa Romeo. Now he went from Red Bull last week to being traded to Mercedes and then traded to Ferrari Academy. So interesting dynamic for Cryptic, to say the least. Owen, Reese, Tadpole, let's see, George, Globetrotter, TB, and we do have one newcomer under his PC name of Marco. He is known as Slap Up in the RPL Discord. So, and Redfire has joined into the session, so he will take the Alfa Romeo. And Egg will be joining later on to take the last Williams, but yeah, so one new driver one returning driver, and quite a few changes over the course of the last week, Layton. It's kind of crazy, eh?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that yeah, some drivers' contracts wasn't fulfilled, and some have been terminated, and they've got new drivers in. But yeah, it's nice to see that the field quite changes quite a lot. It makes the season more entertaining. But yeah, obviously, it's not good for the drivers that changed teams, as they won't be happy. Back in your moment.
Absolutely. So one guy that we're on board with right now, I'm on board right now, TB. He's coming out of the hairpin. Now TB and Jacob, they didn't have a collision course in Monaco last week, but that was because TB was on the front row, and Jacob had to start last after a bug. While glitching his car stuck in Massenet. So it's unfortunate there. And TB goes fastest right now, 10.8 to kick things off, ahead of Zakaria with 11.5. And it is very interesting and nice to see Zakaria back in action. He raced, I believe his last race was either Miami or Spain. And, well, hopefully, this Q1 session, Zakaria can do pretty good. We do have now Luke, by the way, who's sitting in 6th right now as he's heading off back to the pits, and Jack, who's in the pits in the McLaren, who's sitting 4th. Jack and Luke, earlier today in F2, when they raced in Singapore, they secured the Constructors' Championship, outscoring Dams in... Well, Dams just had basically a night they want to forget. Layton, I know you're the co-team principal of Red Bull and are in charge of the Red Bull F2 teams, Dams being one of them. Must be a bit of a heartache for Dams to come up short against Virtuosi in the F2. Must be away from this mic, I guess. Anyways, well, while we're waiting, we have some more drivers up and about. Yeah, he must be away from this mic. Anyways, so, well, we got Globetrotter. Hopefully he's willing to turn things around. He missed last week's race in Monaco. And off he goes across the line. It is P7, 11.669. Jacob boys are going fastest by almost 0.4 of a second. And crazily enough, his fastest lap time is on the medium tires. So that is a strong lap, to say the least. We're on board with George with Aston Martin. Interesting driver, to say the least. As he is making his way into the hairpin. Let's see what time he's able to procure. I think he might have kissed the wall a little bit. And oh, who's that that went spinning as George goes 11th fastest. Oh, that is Blonde that spun out. That's two. go again. One second. figure out something with the mic. Had a little issue with it. But anyways, by the looks of it, it looks like we are going to be restarting this session because we've had a mix-up in the drivers, and unfortunately, the Williams of Egg have been stolen by Flynn. So yeah, it looks like we are going to have to restart. So bear with us on this. We are probably going to be going into short qualifying.
here to Q2, and it looks like our first driver on a lap is actually going to be Tadpole here, who's just in the sector. Two Aston Martins and two Williams have both been knocked out of Q1, and the 15-minute Q2 session starts now. Paul just heading into the fast right left, hoping not to invalidate, and he doesn't, but he does get a little snap on the exit there, and he comes up to a sector 2 split. What will it be? It's a 42.6. So the AlphaTauri driver who finished P11 in Q1 will be hoping to get through to Q2, but he has been struggling. It will be very, very close to see what he can achieve. And here we go. He comes into the final chicane. The Wall of Champions, also known by its name. He nails it. Coming up to the line, Jack Miles does an 11.5. Tadpole does an 11.516, and he goes just a little bit quicker. So the AlphaTauri is ahead. Globetrotter goes P3 in the pass. The Chiller goes P14, and Max Seal goes up to P1 with an 11.1. He goes about 3.5 times quicker. And TB with a 10.7 goes 4 tenths ahead of Max Seal. So very good there from the Ferrari driver, who's currently the championship leader. The next driver towards line is Grip, so he does an 11.594.
Mic is fixed. So, yeah, so you know that after qualifying's done, we're doing a restart.
Restart, red in the Alfa Romeo.
Egg into Williams, and per Luke, Flynn, who was supposed to be in the Alfa Romeo, has been banned from the session because Flynn stole Egg's spot. Anyway, we got that figured out. We're in Q2 right now, so GB is leading the way with a 10.784. Maxwell sitting in second with an 11.1, and Zakaria with an 11.4. And the rest of the time so far, we have Tadpole 11.5, same with Jack, Globetrotter, and Cryptic. Those four only separated by 0.08 of a second. And the Chiller's going for another run. 11.7 is his. And Luke just starting his time lap. Jonko's about to start his time lapse. Same with Blonde. Red Fire is invalidated, so he's gonna have to try again.
Luke goes up to P2 with a 10.8, just less than 10th behind the Ferrari driver. So on Red Bull debut, he's looking to go for a run. Cryptic has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. So he's going to drop down all the way down to 15.
Ouch. That's not good.
So set the purple first sector with a 19.6. 2 times quicker than TB at the moment. TB did a 22.501 middle sector. Remember, Choco did a 22.3. So this is going to be good for Choco here. Reese Dainty's done a 24.1, so he's going to back off that lap. And Blongo's first with a 10.6 in the Mercedes. So very good for him. Choco comes into the final sector. What can he do? He slightly doesn't go full power, but he does try and nail it. And here we go. He comes up to line 8. It's a 10.3 from Choco to go first. Jacob just comes up to the line. Where will he go? He goes first with a 9.8. And Reese Dainty starts another lap. He top Q1. Where can he go? He starts his lap now. Reese Dainty making his return to a top seat after being in the AlphaTauri for some races, having gone from Mercedes to AlphaTauri and now back up to the Red Bull seat. He'll be hoping to perform. He does a 19.7 first sector, so 10th slower than Choco at the moment.
Well, you were focused on what Reese just caught that close finish. He wound up brushing against the wall of champions, but still managed 11.5, only a millisecond clear of Tadpole. Okay, so what happened was that apparently Cryptic said that he let someone through in the pit lane, either in the exit or in the entry, and the game immediately disqualified him for doing that. Reese comes across, third place, 10.5. But yeah, so Cryptic disqualified because he chose to let someone through, and the game decided, nope, you can't do that. You're done from the session. Yeah, so Cryptic is going to be booted out of Q2, and the rest of the bottom 5 in Q2, you got Tadpole in the AlphaTauri, Globetrotter in the Haas, Red Fire in the other Alfa Romeo, and shockingly, the Chiller is in the bottom 5. So the Chiller's gonna have to do something in the end of this Q2 session, or else he is gonna be knocked out of Q2.
I think he did that on an old set of stuff, so he'll be coming in, putting on a new fresh set, and then going out again. So, yeah, even though he's in that bottom 5 at the moment, he probably will make it through. So, not really a risk there for him, but some drivers that are performing at the moment is Blonde. On his first race for Mercedes, who was previously in the Alfa Romeo, having not made turn 1 in Monaco race, he's P4 at the moment. He'll be hoping to do good in Mercedes. He doesn't have a contract for next season, I don't believe, even though he is with Mercedes at the moment. But Jacob's gone out once again, so very questionable there from him.
Well, some extra backstory on it. The reason Blonde, since I'm the TP, with me being the TP in Ferrari, the reason I went for Blonde to go to Mercedes, that's hence why I got Cryptic, is because apparently Blonde, he wanted to finish this season in a top 3 car. He wanted to race in either like Red Bull, Ferrari, or Mercedes, because he is going to university during F1 Season 9, so his availability to race in RPL itself is going to be very, very limited. So he's hoping to at least just finish off the season in a top 3 team, maybe go for a win or 2. That's what he's hoping for. But yeah, but literally he's going to university during next season. It's what he wanted, and I mainly decided that I love the idea. I like the idea in that. Plus, with TB and Jacob being in Ferrari, not sure when Blom will get a shot. I went, you know what? I'll give it a go. I'll trade. So I traded Blom for Cryptic. That's the story. And speaking of about next season, I'm not sure what I wrote down. Wait, no, never mind. I thought I missed somebody from last seat for next season, but I guess not. Anyways, under 2 minutes to go in Q2. The Chiller is on a run now. Almost 4/10 up in Sector 1. So he will get himself... He's automatically out of the bottom 5 in Sector 1.
Tadpole, the Italian, and he'll be hoping to do good this season. I think he has a lot to prove, obviously, at the moment. He doesn't have a top seat for next season. Alpine are talking to him, so that could be a spot, but I don't think he wants to go Alpine for next season, especially if it's on next game, as Globetrotter has actually crashed on the exit of turn 2, so that's not good for him. So yeah, the Chiller comes up to the line. Where will he go? He only goes P9, so he is at risk. He's not much of a risk, but it's still a risk. P9 is very, very on the table, especially when you have drivers like Florian and Tadpole then, and especially Red as well. With Red can actually do some good qualifying laps if he gets the correct corner and nails it up. But there we go. We got Zakaria, Florian, Tadpole, and Red all starting their final laps here, and we've only got 30 seconds on the card, and it looks like Jack Miles is actually going to be the final driver to cross the line, but he'll be pitting as he's got no fuel and no ERS for another lap. So there we go, Jack pits, and the first driver to actually come across the line will be the Chiller, but he's not on a lap. He has to let Max go through, and Max Field's not on a lap either, so it's Florian. So both AlphaTaurians have a chance, and Tadpole's out of qualifying. He's invalidated his lap.
Vanflo's half a second up. Vanflo's half a second up in Sector 2.
He's made a little mistake there on the exit of the hairpin, so that's going to cost him time. Red Fire Tiger doesn't look like he's exactly pushing here. It looks like he's not used to this car. I don't think he's really been in the Ferrari Academy much. And here we go. What will Florian do? He said he's going to surprise me this weekend. Where can he go? He goes up to P4 in the AlphaTauri.
Wow.
So that knocks the Chiller to P10. Florian, what a lap by him. Zach pits, Tadpole invalidated, and the only driver that's going to put the Chiller at risk here is Red Fire Tiger, and he's only 1/10 up. So he's going to need a massive improvement here in the last sector, and he's not done it. And Red qualifies P12, and there we go. The Chiller just makes it through by the skin of his teeth once again.
Well, ironically, isn't it kind of ironic that we're seeing this again in Q2, a Mercedes just squeaking by into Q3? Because in Imola, it happened with George. He just squeaked into Q3 as well. And we just saw it happen again, but this time with the Chiller. Well, anyway, so Jacob is top of the board for Q2. Chaco and Reese round out the top 3. And we say goodbye to Zakaria, Red Fire, Tadpole, Globetrotter, and Cryptic DQ'd. So we'll be moving on into Q number 3. Okay, so here we are in Q3, and these are our 10 that are through. So both Alpines of Luke and Maxwell, both Ferraris of Jacob and TB, both Mercedes of Blonde and the Chiller, both Red Bulls of Chaco and Reese, Alpha Tauri of Van Flo, and Jack of McLaren. Wrap it up. Well, I think it's time for prediction time. I'll start off this time. As for top three, as for my top three, I'm gonna go call it dead center. I think the top three is gonna be Chaco in third, Reese second, and Jacob for pole. Layton, what's your top three prediction?
Jacob reached Choco.
Same, just you don't care which order they're in.
Jacob P1, Reese P2, Choco P3.
So we both go with identical. So we both go with identical prediction for there. Those that are watching the stream on our Twitch channel, put in your predictions. Who do you think is going to be top three after today's race? After today's qualifying session is over. As we're going on through, I'm on board with Blonde. We're running on Blonde's lap. I'll send Luke.
It looks like Jack Miles is actually going to do a so lap. As he's on the back straight, he's coming into the final chicane where the wall of champions is, where a lot of drivers can either cut the corner or just go into the wall, and Jack does neat from that. And he comes up to the line. What will he do? He does a 10.888. So perfect there from Jack. Luke comes up to the line. He goes even quicker with a 10.4, and Jacob goes even quicker with a 9.9. So there we go, and Blonde is the next driver to come onto the line. What will he do? He goes P2 with a 10.3. And Reese Dainty actually starts his lap now. The Chiller comes up to the line. He goes P4 only with a 10.7. Florian comes up to the line. He does a 10.7. Maxiel comes up to the line. He actually invalidated. And TB comes up to the line. Where will he go? He goes P2 with a 10.1. So it's a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment. So very good from them.
Absolutely good. A good showing from the Ferrari pairing front row, despite their animosity.
Watch Reese. Reese Dainty's quicker than Jacob here in the first sector. Reese Dainty is driving it. He doesn't need to prove anything to people, but he wants to. And he's currently less than half a tenth slower than Jacob in the middle sector. This is going to be close because he was quicker than him in the first sector, slower than him in the middle. And we're actually going to see here, what can Reese do? He's a driver that's always performed, always been on the top of his game no matter what, and a driver that definitely deserves to be in a top seat. And we were actually going to see, he likes Canada, he enjoys the feeling of the track, and here we go, he comes up to the line, and it's P2 with a 991. So very good from Reese Dainty. He separates the two Ferraris. Maxiel comes across the line. Where will he go in the Alpine? He comes up to the line. He goes P6 just behind his teammate, and very good there. So there we go, that's the first set of laps. Choco's just on his out lap. But yeah, very good there from the drivers.
Absolutely, and Reese, I believe, because didn't look fully on the Q2 thing, but Jacob and Reese are so far the only two drivers to set a lap in the 1-minute 9s. Well, Reese joins Jacob in that regard. Chaco is, like I said, is on his out lap. Where's he? Actually warming up on the long straights. And Jack has actually decided to call it for Q3. So looks like Jack is going to be starting in P10. But a bit of a surprise to see, well, in the Chiller's case, it's a bit of a surprise to see that Fanflow is ahead by 0.06 of a second, and his brand new teammate Blonde is 0.4 quicker. So my best guess is maybe the setup that the Chiller's got is not firing on all cylinders, at least. Anyways, here comes Chaco into the hairpin. Let's see what he is capable of. Now, so far, 2 of our top 3 picks that Layton and I have both picked are in there. Reese and Jacob. We're just missing Chaco. Is he gonna go into P2 to make our roster complete? Yes, he does.
Oh, you go. My prediction's perfect at the moment.
Same here.
It's in the perfect. Ocean Breeze to get ahead of Choco, and it's perfect.
And look at the separation between the top 3.
Jacob just had a little traffic from Reese there, but nothing impeding. But Jacob would be happy there to see the Red Bull in front of him. But here we go. The drivers are actually going to try and set their final lap. So Choco is actually a bit out of traffic here. He's going to have to go into the pit and go out once more. And Jacob's actually 29 milliseconds up in their first sector. They'll be hoping to separate here because he's only 9 milliseconds ahead of Choco. And he's currently just 2 tenths up on his lap here. So the track evolution at Canada here is looking good for Jacob here. And it looks like we're going to maybe go into the 9.7s or maybe the 0.6s depending on his final sector. And he just nails the final sector perfectly, doesn't hit the wall, doesn't cut too much, and here we go. Are we going to get into the 9.6s? No, it's a 7.2.0, so very good from Jacob there, and Choco's actually done for the day. I think he's saved a set of softs, so that's a very questionable, to say the gap. And TV, 3 temps down, he's going to go again, and Reese dainty here, and it's raining! It's raining here in Q3. This is something we did not expect. And this is going to maybe affect the drivers because it didn't show up on the weather report, and that's why Choco probably retired because of the rain. This is going to throw a lot of drivers out, especially, but the 2 drivers that maybe benefit are the 2 drivers that are nearly at the end of their laps, Reese and TB, and Reese is currently 1/10 up at the moment. He didn't nail the middle sector, and it looks like he has. So it's going good for Reese here. So he's 10 milliseconds up at the moment. He does go ahead of Choco, but he's making mistakes due to the rain. Luke's retired in the pits. TB is only 43 milliseconds up, so he won't go ahead of Choco at the moment. Reese nails the pine. Oh, and you've got a tad of oversteer, and he comes up to the line. Where will Reese go? Reese doesn't improve. He's 24 milliseconds down. Blonde invalidates. Maxiel and the Florian spun and the Chiller spun, so only 2 drivers here can improve. And TB's made a mistake and he's invalidated. And it looks like that is it for qualifying. Jacob has qualified on pole.
And the rain has thrown a last second curveball, and TB, he invalidated in the wall of championship game, which means unfortunately the lap that he set is not only going to be invalidated, but his next lap was also going to be invalidated too. So Jacob has secured pole position. Reese cannot answer for Jacob and Chaco because of the rain. Before Jacob improved his lap of 720, his 963, I believe that's what he had prior. Literally, he was only, Jacob, Chaco, and Reese were only separated by 0.03 of a second. I think that's the closest gap I've seen the top three be so far this season. But now with the rain in full effect, I believe Luke is gonna be getting a screenshot of the group. So yeah, so Jacob secures pole position, Chaco second, Reese third, TB will be 4, Blonde 5th, Luke 6th, Maxwell 7th, Fatflow 8th, DeChiller 9, and Jack in 10. And as you can see, people are leaving because we are gonna be heading into restart. So bear with us for a few minutes while we get ourselves back into this.
He's going across the track! That is not what you want to see!
Hello and welcome to F1 Life. This is your most important. These are the to get your.
I don't care about this F1 life crap. I'm going away. Whoa. Hello. What? There we go. Don't want that copyright stuff. Piling back in. So we're just missing the AlphaTauri pair of Info. Choco. just missing Tadpole and Choco, and we are back in it. There's Tadpole, just missing Choco, and we're ready to go again. So yeah, so well, for those that's just joining, if you're curious on what happened for the qualifying, well, we had a restart because of issues. But anyways, we're over from that. So go. Okay, so while we're waiting on Choco to come back, we have figured out everyone's positioning, so we will get that underway very shortly. So we did figure out everybody where they were at the time of eliminations. But yeah, so apparently Choco has gone completely MIA, so we have no clue where he is. Okay, so we're just waiting on okay, so we're just waiting. just waiting until, and... Oh. Whew. Okay, we are readying up. Let's get it going. So Chaco, unfortunately, is not going to be participating for the race. Apparently, he had a cable failure connecting to his Xbox, so he is now officially out, and Jacksta will be taking his place. So Jacksta will be starting in P20. Egg will be alongside him in P19. So here we go. So here we go for the race itself. I believe if I saw the lap counter right, this is going to be a 39 lap race. This is going to be a mental event. While I was checking the chat, we just had a first-time chat from Dark Ghost. We got Jacob right for his prediction of P1. Unfortunately, he got Reese in the wrong place. Got Reese in the wrong place. So let us take a look at our group here. So this is what we got. So Owen is starting in dead last. Jacksta will be alongside, and we have Egg and George making up row 9. Kiernan and Marco making up row 8. Cryptic Globetrotter making up row 7. Redfire Tadpole making up row 6. Zakaria and Jack make up row 5. The Chiller and Fanflow make up row 4. It is an Alpine row 3 with Maxwell and Luke. Blonde and TB make up row number 2. And the front row, it is Reese and Jacob. And there is a mixture of tire strategies. We see quite a few tire setups. Now, unfortunately, because he got booted out, well, Redfire hasn't gotten a chance to put his setup. He'll be stuck with the soft tires to kick it off. So here we go. As the 5 lights come on to start the Canadian Grand Prix of RPL. It's lights out, and away we go. And it looks like Jacob has a phenomenal start. As here comes TV down the inside to try to get second place from Reese, but Reese holds him back to try to go on the inside of turn 3. And Reese trying his best to stay ahead. And it looks like trouble in the back, towards the back. A little conflict there, a little contact, and Reese gets squashed into the wall. No damage to that Red Bull, but it cost him. A few positions as Luke jumps up into P3, and Blonde is trying to fight for P4. Alright, just got booed out again. The Chiller is on his way in 6th place. Zakaria, by the way, battling Fanflow for 8th place, but bails out in the chicane. And he's got Cryptic and Jack behind him. ahead to the hairpin. Here comes Cryptic side by side with the Haas. And Cryptic up in the P9. While the Mercedes. Well, Zakaria just got booed out again. Apparently, Zakaria and Red Fire, they can't seem to stay in the session. Anyways, after lap 1 being complete, it is Jacob, TB, Luke, Reese, the Chiller, Blonde, Maxwell, Fanflo, Cryptic, and Jack making up the top 10. Reese is disconnected. Reese is disconnected. So we are dealing with multiple disconnects so far. Red Fire, Zakaria, and now Reese are affected. Well, that is Luke that's the host. That's Luke that's hosting and Tadpole into the pits already. So Tadpole is in trouble already. Yes, he does. And apparently Red Fire is even worse because he is back, but apparently he hit the button to take control of the car, but he is still stuck in spectating mode. And he left and rejoined, and he's still stuck in spectating mode, so he cannot take control of his car whatsoever. And same thing with Zakaria. They both rejoin, but they cannot take control of their cars. Trouble for 3 drivers at this moment. Anyway, so Jacob is actually taking off with the lead. Just a hair above a second. Just a second clear of TV. As we're watching the Ferraris very closely, those guys, they do not like each other. They're running 1-2, and there's a good chance they could be colliding, especially with TV catching up to Jacob. Luke is sitting comfortably in 3rd. The Chiller is in 4th place right now. And Blonde has taken over for this in 5th. Reese, unfortunately, despite losing a couple of spots, he's back up in 7th. Fanflo's got 8th. Jacksta started in 19th. He's in 9th already. Good, but unfortunately, he is stuck with a basic run-of-the-mill setup instead of his custom setup that he had prior, so he's going to be struggling so far in this race. You can't speak. Goes Reese on the inside of Maxwell for P5. Did wind up colliding. Oh, I just saw something that is. There we go. Fix that. There we go. Okay. But yeah, it's like you said, TV and Jacob, they don't have any love. They don't have any love for each other. They can't stand each other. After the incident that happened in Portimao, unfortunately, after that incident was sent to the stewards went in favor of Jacob, and TV was penalized for that incident. And even with the two of them in a call with the team principal to sell things over and try to make nice, they refused to. So now they are now they're not liking each other. Next season, they will be on opposite teams. Jacob staying in Ferrari, TV on a Mercedes. Like I said, with Reese wanting to get past the Chiller is currently 2.8 seconds behind Luke, and Luke is actually a crazy 7.8 seconds behind the Ferraris. And the Ferrari pair, they're actually getting much closer on this lap. They were about 7/10 a lap ago. Now they're within half a second of each other. Reese. Go ahead. most like, by the looks of it, last I saw while Jackson and the Chiller were fighting, I don't think there was a collision because TB and Jacob were about 4/10 apart. So most likely my guess is probably Jacob made a mistake in turn 6, hence why he went around, and now he is sitting in second, almost 4 seconds behind his teammate. So a mistake by one of the Ferraris costs him the lead for the time being, as Lucas joined the penalty club because of that Wall of Champions. I mean, literally, the Wall of Champions chicane in turns 4 and 5, you'll be seeing a lot of track limit warnings and penalties popping up. But it's really good to see Jaxa, who started all the way in P19, he's up into 5th place. Jaxa though, he's in tier 2, he's in Red Bull for tier 2, and he's actually been putting on a good showing. Yesterday he won the tier 2 race in Jet. Was it? No, it wasn't Jet. Oh yeah, Spa. He won in Spa yesterday, and it was his first ever win in tier 2, which makes him the 37th different tier 2 winner. But yeah, Jackson is really showing his stride as basically as a literal last second replacement. And speaking about, since you just mentioned Fanflo, I just caught him battling Egg. They did bump and bang going into turn 1, but Fanflo does get ahead of Egg to take P12. But yeah, that was an interesting little fight there. And just slightly further ahead, Cryptic is trying to hunt Jack down for P8. Cryptic last week was in the Red Bull, finished 9th place, 1 lap down against his teammate, and Zacharias crashed! Now, there's no doubt in my mind that given that Jacob is 6 seconds behind TB, I believe if they double set, I believe they won't have to risk a double being caught up in a double stack. So Zakaria losing it in turn 8. And that is unfortunate for him. And speaking of pits, eighth down are already in the pits now. Jack is in, Cryptic's in. Yeah. Well, Jack is in, Cryptic's in. George, Owen, Fanflo, Egg, Redfire, Blonde, Marco, they're in. Globetrotter has opted to stay out. He is on the harder compound tire. Unfortunately, he's stuck behind Fanflo. Won't get past him. And now, here comes the Ferrari pair. As TB is coming in. Close it in just a little bit, but he's in. Here comes his teammate. And Jacob gets a drive-through. Same with Luke. Oh no. So the race has just gone in TB's favor. my. Well, this just threw the race into total disarray now, because now Jacob's chance of winning this race is done because of that drive-through. Well, so while we are waiting for the green flag, as Luke is actually back in the pits. Looks like he's gonna be going re-pitting. So unfortunately, even though he had to pit, he's just pitting for a change of tires. Unfortunately, he's gonna be stuck with another drive. He's gonna stay with that drive-through. Unfortunately, he's now gonna be even further behind, because Luke was stuck in third place, but now he's all the way down in 11th and will be towards the back end once we're back on the way. So just by looking at this, everybody has stopped at least once. Tadpole has 3 stops on him, and here is the penalties of those that are available. So the Chiller, Maxwell, Cryptic, Owen, Fanflow, Egg, Marco, and Tadpole, all with time penalties, while Luke and Jacob have drive-throughs. Yeah, so you want to hear something insane? The safety car Delta has screwed over somebody, because once we go back on the green, Jacob has a drive-through penalty to serve for speeding under the safety car, and not only did he get that, Luke also got it as well. If I had to guess, I would say probably Jacob might do that. He might hold Reese up, or he could just try to hammer down and try to get as much of a gap as possible, so he doesn't lose too much when he serves that penalty. But we're back underway in Canada. His TV is off and away. Jacob is in second until he serves his drive-through. Reese is net P3. Is stuck behind Jacob, who has to serve that penalty. The Chiller is in net P3 right now. But Jackson's gonna have to try to get past. As Reese tried to sneak a peek on Jacob on the inside. Couldn't get it done. And it looks like we have trouble. That's Globetrotter around. And no wing. And side-by-side action between DeChiller and Jacksta in the chicane. That's a fight for P4, net P3. Oh, contact! And DeChiller goes a little wide. Mamma mia. I've got a squeeze over there, but Jacob is in the service drive-thru. Absolutely, as I'm on board with Reese, as Manflo is battling Cryptic for 7th place, but the onboard of Reese trying to hunt down TB to see if he can go for a shot on for the lead. He's going side by side into the chicane, and TB backs off. We have a new leader. Reese has taken the lead in the Grand Prix. DeChiller's crashing into the wall! Cryptic have opted to stay out. Blonde has decided to go in. Same with Redfire. Jacob, as you said, has done that. And Well, I wonder if it is the case. Apparently, that little attack Jacksta did in the hairpin, where you said was not that serious. Apparently, the chiller pointed out that he got body damage from that contact, but we don't know. What caused the chiller to be DNF'd, because last I saw before the crash, he was right around with Maxwell and Jack. Well, I could be incorrect. I'm not sure. Maybe if he did get body damage, maybe that did screw it up, and he wound up crashing off into the wall, which is... Well, we'll see what happens there. But the chiller is not happy. Yeah, I just saw it. I saw. With the second safety car with 22 of 35 laps complete. Reese is the leader, ahead of TB, which, by the way, small fun fact, if for those that have watched the streams prior, TB is the defending track champion. In Season 7, he won the race, surprisingly, in Ferrari, and additional crazy fun fact, TB's win in the Ferrari last season was his first ever race for Ferrari. Anyway, so Jackson is in third, Maxwell fourth, Jack in fifth, Banflow sixth, Cryptic 7, Egg in 8, Kieran in 9, and Tadpole in 10. And Egg, by the way, didn't even talk much about the guy. He is just playing it quiet so far the entire race, and he's sitting in a points position. Safety car is in this lap. The rest of the field, it is Marco in 11th, George 12th, Luke in 13th, Blonde 14th, Redfire in 15th, Jacob is sitting in 16th, and Owen at the back of the field. So, here we go. Reese in control of the field. As Layton pointed out earlier, Reese looking for his third career F1 win. His last one was in Abu Dhabi. He takes off for the chicane, and we are back underway in Canada. As Egg has just joined the penalty club again, and so is Jacob too. So Reese in control, almost a second clear of TB, almost out of the gate. In TB's case, those hard tires are probably not up to snuff already. Jackson could possibly take advantage to go for a Red Bull 1-2. Axel is sitting in fourth place right now. As we go a bit further back, as Red Fire sends a shot on Blonde, but can't seem to execute it fully, and Egg has gone around. Not sure what happened to him, but I think that was a bit of a commentary curve saying that he was doing decent and playing it quiet, but we just wound up cursing him by accident. Anyway, as we head into the hairpin, looking further back as Redfire sends in another shot. He's successfully ahead of Blonde, but can he stay ahead of Blonde? And by looks of it, he does. He's right behind George to try to go for 12th place, but Blonde is not having a good time as George just cuts the corner in the chicane. That gets Blonde in there, almost 3 wide action, heading into turn number 1, and oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Egg has gone into the pits and retired. It is a 4-way fight there, but Redfire does get ahead of both Blonde and George, but it's Jacob right behind. Jacob wants to get himself back into the points. He would love to have that happen. George has gone around in turn number 7. Egg at a turn 8 crashed. He is gone into, like I say, he went into the pits and retired. And Jacksta is just harassing TV to try to go for second place. Well, a bit further back, Tadpole is at the Kiernan for 8th place. And there comes Jacob, side by side with Red Fire. And he gets ahead. Red Fire falls to 13th. Jacob goes up into 12th. Red Fire now into the penalty club. Yeah, he did. Looks like... Is he trying to cause another safety car? Because if he, you know what sucks is if he tries to cause one and it winds up screwing TB, not TB, screws Reese over. Well, Jackson just overtook TB for second. Just noticing it. Just gonna get very quickly. Tadpole side by side with Kiernan, going for 8th, but Kiernan fends him off in turn 3. Luke's in the penalty club again. Jacob's right on his tail to try to go for 10th, try to get 10th place. And George has successfully been lapped. Good. TB's side by side with Jackson in turn 4 and 5. These two are really scrapping it over. TB is trying his dangest to get back in the second. Jacob, as I'm back on board with him, he is after Kiernan, who just made a slip. And Jacob is back in the points for now. But Blonde, he doesn't have any penalties, but Luke has 6 seconds of penalties. Well, TB just overtook him in the Champions Chicane. Well, the plus side with TB battling with Jacksta, it actually increases Reese's lead. Reese is almost over 3 seconds ahead of TB and Jacksta. And Jacob, by the way, is trying his best to catch up to Luke. This is for 4th, and it looks like Owen has crashed. Yeah, Owen with no wing. Crashes in turn number 6. That is unfortunate there, but Jaxa now has DRS again, as he is going to be hunting down that Ferrari. But on this straight, he's not close enough to warrant an attack as of yet. Jaxa is really putting on a good show, to say the least, as Luke just overtook Cryptic for 7th. Jacob is trying to catch some ground after that drive-through. So Luke and Jacob both back into the points after their drive-through penalty, as Blonde has returned back to the points, getting past Tadpole. And Jacob and Cryptic moves over for Jacob. Both do have DRS, so Jacob will try his best to catch Luke up and go for 7th place. Luke is up on the tail of Fanflow to go for 6th. But I don't think he's in the range for DRS. No, he is not. He was over a second at the marker, but Jacob is under a second. As Jacob is just pouring on that speed, close to 200 miles an hour before the chicane, and he is just hunting Luke down. Say within like the next lap. On this lap, currently, Luke will get passed by Jacob. Yeah, Luke rarely makes mistakes. He's actually got the most track limit penalties out of everybody. Yeah, Maxwell spins out of 5th place. That puts Fanflow in 5th, Luke up in the 6th, and Jacob in the 7th. And speaking about with Fanflow, last week with Casper's disqualification, he wanted getting 6th place in a Haas. So he scored 8 points in that race. So, I easily agree with you. Fanflow has really been surprising me so far. Jacob, as we're on board with him, he is still harassing Luke. Luke with 9 seconds of penalties versus Jacob's 3. This is going to change things up, and looks like also Blonda has had a problem. He was in 10th, now he's plummeted down to 13th. Mercedes looking at no points this time by, as Jacob goes on the inside against Luke as they head into the hairpin, and Red Fire's crashed. And this sparks a safety car. Oh my! Oh, this changes everything. Red Fire crashes into chicane, out of the second fast chicane, and this changes everything now. Oh my. Oh my, oh my. So this is gonna be an interesting spectacle. So TV has pitted and the safety car is coming in. Oh my, this is just gonna be a mental mess. Oh my, so Reese has Jack and Fanflo behind him. Jacob is sitting in 4th. TB is down in 7th, but he is on sauce, so he's gonna be insanely fast on the restart. Jack's at 9th. Oh boy. Luke just gone spinning. That is super unfortunate. So Luke unfortunately goes out of the points. And here goes TB against Jack, and he is ahead. And TB, even though he's in second, with a 3-second penalty, he will fall back. He'll fall to 4th as we enter the final lap, as Jacob is battling with Jacksta. I think Jacob knows TV can have a shot for a podium, and I think he's gonna try to hold Jacksta up as they head into turn 1. Ooh, man, that was a good shot. That was a good move there. Jacksta up into 4th place, but could be going for it. Blonde just stole fastest lap, and Max Hill goes for a spin. Jack and Jacob made contact. Oh no, that is not good. Oh, even with that full send, it's not going to be enough anyways, because TB, even though he crossed the line first, he's going to get 3rd place. So TB crosses the line. He will cross the line on track first, but Reese wins Canada. Jack's the 2nd. Red Bull 1-2. Wow-wee. Cryptic in 7th. Jack is in 8th. Kieran 9, and Maxwell 10. That was just mental there. But there you go. So Reese gets his 3rd win of his career. What a moment there. So Reese, the winner. Jacksta 2nd, and TB in 3rd. And oh, congrats to the Red Bull team going 1-2. But if I had to go with my driver today, well, I mean, literally, it's a toss-up because, I mean, you have Reese, who played it strong, who played it calculated, got it done. Jacksta for 19th to 2nd with that one. Fanflo getting 5th place in the AlphaTauri. I mean, I really don't know who to pick for driver today. I mean, I could go with Jackson, I could go with Fanflo. I don't know, but I'm gonna be honest, I think anyways. But anyways, that is going to conclude the stream for tonight. So that is going to conclude the stream for tonight. And here is what we got for next week's events. So, F1 Tier 2, Round 10. It is going to be towards the end of the season. Only a couple races left and we're all done. We will be racing in Brazil for that event. And next Saturday, F2 will be entering its penultimate round in Austin. And then the F1 drivers will be heading to Silverstone next week. So, I'll do it on behalf of Layton. He is celebrating like mad, I will say that. So on behalf of Layton, from RPL Streams, this time I am all saying good night and have a good one.